What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Two Worlds podcast. I'm Jake, and with me, as always, is the Hulkling to my Wiccan. It's Casey. What's up, buddy?
Not much, man. Wiccan has a Wiccan cool costume.
He does. One
Like
of the coolest.
every version too. It's not
Mm-hmm.
just like the current, like because they did that one Doctor Strange book where it was in the future and still looking cool as all hell.
Yep, I agree. A character I've not read much of, but then I see him and I'm like, I want to, though.
Yeah, I would recommend that Doctor Strange book where it was like it also introduced that Ghost Rider, that the Native American Ghost Rider.
Yeah, that was like
It's,
Sorcerer's Supreme,
yeah,
wasn't
because it wasn't in the future. It was just every Sorcerer Supreme. We're all teaming up. It was pretty
it? I
sweet.
gotcha. Right on. Well, before we get into we skip the YouTube again.
Oh
We
yeah, we
are we are
did.
really bad at
I
this.
know we are. I mean, the YouTube, all three of the YouTube listeners, including myself, are laughing at this right
Yeah,
now.
that's true. Well, then we'll do the Mad Lib then before I do what I was gonna do.
Yeah, anything you want to talk about before we get into that?
Um, no, I mean I feel like we would have talked Flash, but I'm seeing it tomorrow, so
Yep. And then we'll mention this on the main podcast, but probably let's just shoot for maybe a Wednesday Flash a YouTube video,
mhm.
probably like 20 minutes. It'll probably just be on YouTube only.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe we'll get to see The Office finally because still in the dining room.
Not holding my breath.
That's good because you might die.
I really don't have anything else to say though.
Yeah, I mean, I've got most of The Office done now. It's just like tonight, since I got home later than I anticipated, I have to like get my Mac, the internet connected to it, and then like update the software because like when mom and dad had the Mac, they never updated the software. And so the software is still like 10 OSs ago or whatever, whatever
It's
Mac
gonna
is like.
take so long to do.
It's like, oh yeah, this is Snow Gecko 5000. Like, oh, they haven't had that in 50 years, or whatever stupid name Mac has for their stuff.
Yeah. Snow leopard is a real one
I
though,
it,
isn't it?
it yeah, snow leopard is a thing. I know snow gecko is not an animal, so I know that's not a real thing.
Well, you could have fooled me. All right. This one is titled Home Alone. So it already gave you a theme. Adjective.
Sticky.
Number.
69.
A plural type of food.
um Rocky Mountain oysters. Ooh, I do have a fun joke for you that I can tell you if you want to hear.
Sure.
I heard it on a podcast. So this guy, he goes to Spain, all right, and he's like just living the life. He wants an authentic experience, so he goes to this authentic Spanish restaurant. He tells the waiter, he's like, "Hey, I want the most authentic Spanish food you got." And the waiter goes like, "Well, the most like the most authentic Spanish thing we got is the bull testicles." And the good dude's like, "I don't know about that." And he's like, "I mean, that's like I said, that's the most authentic." He's like, "Fine, when in Spain." So then he gets the bull testicles, and they're so good. Like it's mind blowing how good it is. He eats them. He's like damn near licking the plate. They're so good. So the next day, he's like, I know I could eat anywhere in Spain, but I want to eat these bull testicles again. And so, boom, eats bull testicles. So good again. Third day, bull testicles on the brain. He's eating bull testicles again. Fourth, final day, he goes back there and he's like, I want them bull testicles again to the waiter. The waiter's like, okay. And he leaves. He comes back. He gives him the plate and they're much smaller this time. And so he calls the waiter over. He's like, hey, what gives? The bull testicles are way smaller this time. And the waiter goes, well, sir, the matador doesn't always win.
I like that. That's good. Which podcast had that joke on it?
Is it good?
Okay.
It's a fun time.
You're a fun time.
Thanks, bud.
All right. Plural noun.
I mean, bull testicles, I guess. We just were talking about them.
A first name.
Macaulay.
A noun.
Nails or a nail.
Adjective.
Loud.
A noun.
Booby trap.
A celebrity.
Joe Pesci. Dude, there was a story that was on Twitter. Someone was like, this kid goes up to Joe Pesci because he sees him. He's like, I love Home Alone. It's my favorite movie. He's like, oh, yeah? Who's your favorite character? And he says his character's name. And he's like, pulls out $100 bill, gives it to the kid. He's like, right answer, kid.
That's amazing. An animal.
Human, the most dangerous game.
Plural noun.
Let's go with cardboard cutouts.
Adjective.
Loud. Did I already say loud?
You already said it.
Okay, sweaty, because that's kind of what I am right now.
A verb.
Scream. Because Home Alone.
A noun.
Let's go with paint can to the head.
Well, paint can. Type of liquid.
Just come.
I thought it would be paint, but okay. A person in the room.
Hallie.
Type of food.
Let's go with pizza, you filthy animal. So like this is one of those movies, even though like I'm talking about it, we didn't watch a lot. It was mostly watched at school. Like half of the movie was watched during class,
Yep.
around Christmas time. But this was not a staple in the Morse household.
I think we probably watched it once a year.
Yeah, that one never made the cut because I think they just kind of got annoyed with the Macaulay Culkin. We were a Scrooged household.
Also a good one.
It is. It's one of my favorites.
All right. So it's called Home Alone. Sonic made a list of all the fun, sticky things to do during his first time home alone. So now it's like a bullet list of the things. Watch all 69 TV channels twice. Eat a sandwich stacked with meat, cheese, Rocky Mountain oysters, and bull testicles.
He's getting them balls in.
Give McCoy, Tom, and Maddie's pet Nail a glamorously loud makeover. Skateboard over a pyramid of booby trap glasses, like that famous stunt daredevil, Joe Pesci. Drive the lawnmower like it's a rodeo human.
I'd go to that rodeo. Just get a cow that sits on top of a human while the human tries to get it off.
Wait, get it off?
Yeah, phrasing.
Fill the living room with piles of foam-covered cardboard cutouts and have a bubble party. Create a sweaty disco ball and scream to the music.
Nice.
Relax on an inflatable paint can floaty in a kiddie pool filled with foam.
That's perfect.
Who's scum? We don't know. And finally, watch a movie with action star Hallie while munching on pizza flavored popcorn.
Hallie is a bit of an action star. She just literally got up and went to the kitchen. So she's like, yeah,
She wants some pizza flavored popcorn.
probably.
All right. Well, there you go. That one was a little more Mad Libby than our normal
Yeah.
filthy.
I just love the thought of like Sonic just saving up his cum. He's like, I'm gonna get this pool full.
I mean, it's my first time home alone. It's
Yeah.
got to be special.
Yeah. It's like then like Cyclops comes home. I don't know. James Marsden comes home and he's like, Sonic, did you get into my cum drawer again?
Oh, goodness. I'm sure that's out there on the internet somewhere.
I hope so. If not, it is now.
It is. All right. I'm going to redo the opening because
Yeah.
I'm dumb.
I just think it's funny now that we go from if the people are watching on YouTube, it's like we go from this and then we're gonna be talking about John Romita Sr.'s death. It's like a cum pool to that.
This show has it all.
Yeah. In sadder news, John Romita Sr.'s dead.
Gosh, terrible. Okay. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Two Worlds podcast. I'm Jake, and with me, as always, is the Hulkling to my Wiccan. It's Casey. What's up, dude?
Wiccan he dresses Wiccan cool, bud.
He does. He has one of the most Wiccan cool costumes in comics.
Yeah, like even his future self has a cool Wiccan cool costume when he does the old in that what was that comic? Doctor Strange, like I think it's Sorcerer's Supreme.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, it's pretty darn cool. Just as off subject, and I don't think we should do the Mad Libs first anymore because like it gets me in like a stupid mood. And now I'm just thinking stupid thoughts. But Pizza Hut should have had like a deal set up with like Doctor Strange. So it could have been like their Doctor Strange Sorcerer Supreme pizza. It just has all of the stuff, all the toppings.
I mean, that's not so crazy that I wouldn't be surprised if that was a thing.
I mean, I wouldn't be either, but it's like it's one of those things
If
that like
DJ Khaled can have Doritos fucking Papa John's, then Pizza Hut can have a Doctor Strange pizza.
Yeah. No, I mean, and it's one of those things I could 100% see happening in like another country, like how like Hardee's and Carl's Jr. got Godzilla themed stuff in Mexico, but not in America for some reason. It'd be like, yeah, in Singapore, you can get the Dr. Sorcerer Supreme Strange Pizza. And it's like, comes with everything on it. And it comes in a red and blue box.
Well, I mean, free marketing here. So
Marvel, call us. We got other ideas probably about, pizza related comic book things.
Okay. So we're in a goofy mood because we did a stupid Sonic Mad Lib on our YouTube channel. So if you want to hear that, then go check it out. I don't know if it's our best work, but there's one line in there that's pretty good. So
yeah. And what's that? That's youtube.com what?
/Two Worlds Pod. So all right. But now, after we've been giggling for 15 minutes, we have to talk about something sad. This week, John Romita Sr. passed away, which is genuinely very, very sad. Absolute legend in the comics world. And just a couple of things about him, in case you all didn't know. He actually, I don't know if you knew this, case, he actually started out at DC. He had some uncredited work on some like romance comics and
Oh
stuff like
wow.
that. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. But then he did some stuff for Atlas Comics, which was Marvel before it was Marvel. Um, I know he did. I think his first Marvel cover, here it is, was Captain America 78, which came out in 1954. And it's a super cool cover. I always love those old Cap covers a lot more than like anything in recent memory.
Yeah.
Um, but then he did like, you know how everybody was obsessed with like jungle comics back then,
Mm-hmm.
like Tarzan, stuff like that. Um, so yeah, before he went on to Marvel proper, he did that work for DC. He did that stuff for Atlas when it was just freelance for him. But then after the DC stuff, actually before his first DC story was even published, he he got picked back up at Marvel and did Avengers number 23. And then when Steve Ditko up and left Amazing Spider-Man, Stan decided to give the job to John Romita. And it's like, I mean, you just got the two best, back to back
Mm-hmm.
right there for Spider-Man. And then Romita had a pretty good stint on Daredevil, where he created Kingpin and some other characters. So um, he then went on to create Mary Jane Watson. I read that he based her off of some actress that I had never heard of, but that was pretty neato. And yeah, after doing mostly interior and cover work for Marvel, he went on to be a Marvel Comics art director, which would make sense. When he was in that role, some of the other characters that he helped design or create would be Punisher, Wolverine, Luke Cage, Bullseye, Tigra, Brother Voodoo, um, and even designed Black Widow's costume as well. So, yeah. Then later on in his career, he just did various covers for stuff, including one issue of TV Guide in the early 2000s, which I thought was pretty funny. And then he was also on the disbursement committee for the Hero Initiative. And yeah, then he ended up retiring. He was inducted into the Will Eisner Hall of Fame in 2002, as well as the Inkwell Awards Joe Sino Hall of Fame in 2020. But yeah, very distinct art style.
Mm-hmm.
Like you know when it's a Romita Senior, like Spider-Man cover, for instance. He was just so good. It was, as far as Spider-Man goes, it's just perfection.
Yeah.
um, so yeah, rest in peace, John Romita Sr. I mean, your legacy is gonna live on forever. I mean, right up there with Jack Kirby, and I don't think anybody would argue that. So
No, I mean it's like as far as Spider-Man goes, it's Stan Lee, Ditko, and Romita.
mhm.
Like that's the big three for Spider-Man, in my opinion.
Yep, absolutely.
Which isn't a very hot take, but
No, no, and it's not meant to be.
yeah.
But anyway, we usually have a little something to say about the legends that pass away. So I had to do something for Mr. Amita as well.
Yep.
All right, so moving on to the news. Casey and I are pretty neck and neck here, so I'll just start us off.
Really quick, I will say, since if you didn't listen to the YouTube, we're planning, Jake's going to go see Flash tomorrow because we're doing this a day early. Jake's planning on seeing Flash tomorrow. I saw it Saturday. We'll have a discussion about that later on in the week, hopefully. Probably
Yep.
just on the YouTubes, though.
Yep. But check the socials. We'll
Yeah.
obviously post it there when it's up. So, and whenever we do, be sure to let us know what you think of it too, if
Yep.
you saw it. So, all right. One little thing. So, I don't know if you knew this, Casey, but the Night Terrors event that's coming up is pulling a convergence slash future state where regular titles are going to be on pause until that event is over.
I kind of realized today after I read Green Lantern, and then I was like, oh, that's what's going on. Okay. Because it's like you can see what happens next for John in September.
3 fucking months.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. I mean, I'm gonna read Night Terrors either way, but it's well, I mean, now I don't have a choice, right?
Yeah.
But I think that's probably why they're doing it, so that nothing else is out. You gotta read Night Terrors if you want DC stuff.
Yeah. I think it's kind of dumb unless this is a bigger event than what I was thinking. But I'm like, I don't really want another big goddamn event. Like we had them back to back. It's like, I don't know, when back in my day, events were a big deal. You know, it was like, holy shit, this crisis is going on. Now it's just like, hey, it's summer. It's time for an event. And then it's like, hey, it's fall. It's time for an event. It's winter. Guess what time it is? It's event time.
Yeah.
Hey, spring's coming up. What do you think? Event? Yeah, let's do an event.
Yeah. Yep, I'm not cool with it. I always bitched when Marvel did it pretty heavily there for a while. And now it kind of seems like DC is taking the lead as far as pumping out these events.
Yeah. And I don't know. I mean, Dark Crisis kind of had some things happen in it that were kind of important, but nothing major. And then they had that one, the Lazarus Planet, that literally happened as soon as the other one was done, and that had some ramifications. But it's like, really, what, And then now we got this one, so I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. Not cool with it, but at the same time, what are you gonna do?
I'm really curious how much it's going to actually affect the books, though, because it's like with at least with the only one that I know that I've seen so far that it like interrupts, it's going to be Green Lantern, and it's like, yeah, we're just not going to get a backup story. But the Green Lantern, it's like it looks like Green Lanterns is going right into it. So if it's like that for all of them, it's not going to be that big of a deal.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's like something completely out of left field, I'll be like, that's really dumb.
Yep, for sure.
Okay, so I didn't know we were getting a Johnny Cage Mortal Kombat animated movie, but apparently we are, and Jeremy Adams wrote it, and Joel McHale is going to star in it, and it's called Mortal Kombat Legends Cage Match. Should be pretty fun. I like Jeremy Adams a lot. Johnny Cage is probably one of the best parts of Mortal Kombat, and Joel McHale is awesome. So no real complaints.
Yeah. I probably won't watch it, if I'm honest. I'm not super into Mortal Kombat.
It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I might watch it, but I'm not going to go out of my way for it. I'm not going to buy it if it's on Netflix. And, I'm like, yeah, I need something on, might watch it. But
Yeah,
I'm like you. I'm not. The main selling point for me is Joel McHale and Jeremy Adams.
sure, as it should be.
Yeah.
Okay, so Alyssa Wong and Jan Bazaldua are going to relaunch Captain Marvel in October. So I don't know if Kelly Thompson just told all that she wanted to tell, or if they were like, wait a second, 50 issues. That's 40 more issues than we normally give a series. We got to reboot this sucker.
Well, I mean, I must just be she's Kelly Thompson's done because like they could still reboot it with her still as the writer.
Yeah.
Marvel's known to do that.
Yeah. Shang-Chi by
Yeah.
oh gosh, who was it? Was it Gene?
Yeah. Gene Luen Yang. He did it like he
3
had like 5
times.
series. Yeah.
Yeah, so but yeah, I like Alyssa Wong. Just don't know if I care enough to check out old Captain Marvel.
Yeah, that one's it's if it's a slow week, and I remember I'll probably will because Alyssa Wong hasn't missed for me yet. I'm trying to think of a way to like rhyme her name with like a type of team. I keep going like I'm part of the Wong Thong, but that doesn't work.
No.
I'm more in the Wong Thong, like I'm
Are
into
you
it.
singing that Wong song?
Ooh, there we go. I am. So yeah, like she's very good. So it's hard for me not to want to at least support her because I'm not. She took that one character I have no cares about. I think I missed the book this time around, but that strange, the new one, her new DC character that I don't like. We don't
From
know really.
Spirit World?
Yes, that's the one. And I'm into that. And
Yeah.
but I think I forgot. I think that came out this last week and I forgot it. So I guess I'm not that into it.
He's just not that into you, Spirit World.
I mean, I'll have to pick it up this time, but it's just one of those things where I forgot about it. Okay, I got like 2 movie news rumors. And then I have this other thing. So I'll go with the other thing first, then we'll go to that. But Batman Caped Crusaders has been described as everything Bruce Timm wanted to do in a Batman the Animated Series, but couldn't because it was on a kids' channel. And there's 2 realms of thought on that. Like that could be really good because he's getting his stuff out there. But then it's also like working around, that type of stuff sometimes makes stuff better. Like someone in the comments of that we were like, hey, it might not be as good because if you remember when Dick Grayson's parents died, they don't actually show the grisly death of his parents. They show the snapping and they show the audience. And that does more than showing the, and like, I agree 100%. And then everyone, including myself, was pointing out Bruce Timm was the driving force behind Barbara and Bruce getting together. I don't want that.
Yeah.
So it's like, it could be really good because he did a lot of really great things. But at the same time, it might get really bad. So I'm like, I'm hopeful, but at the same time, I'm like, oh, I don't know about this.
I think we should give him the benefit of the doubt. He's done way more good than bad.
But it's like, just again, I'm just playing devil's advocate with this, but it's also like, I wonder how much of like just being like we talk about Alan Moore, how much of it's like being reined in actually helps,
Mm-hmm.
So it might be the same thing.
We'll find out.
Yep.
All right. So Ben Percy announced a Predator versus Wolverine miniseries. And what he put with that announcement on Twitter, I think he was like, everybody is put on this world for something. This is what I was put on the world for. So he is very excited to write it. And I feel like Casey's all in on that one.
Yeah, 100%.
But it should be super fun.
It's going to be, I mean, I hope it's better than Archie versus Predator.
Yeah, for real.
That was such a fucking trip. So, I mean, it should be fun. It should be cool. Benjamin Percy, he kind of writes like full throttle. Like he could write a Fast and the Furious comic book and it would be awesome. So like, I think this is going to be about the same quality. It's going to be good.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to talk about these 2 film related rumors and then I'll let Jake finish up his last stuff. Bill Skarsgård is rumored to play Swamp Thing, which I'm not super into it personally because it's like
Which Skarsgård is that?
I think he was the one that was Pennywise. I'm pretty sure. Which it's like the main reason why he worked as Pennywise is because he's just fucking weird looking. Like he can make weird faces and all that stuff. And it's like Swamp Thing doesn't need that. You just need someone with like a imposing voice. I mean, like, so to me, it's like, I don't know. Preston, you're listening and you love Swamp Thing. Do you like Bill Skarsgård? Let us know. Because
I mean, they'll probably just alter his voice, right? No matter who plays him.
Yeah, but then like again, the big selling point for Bill Skarsgård, in my opinion, is you look weird, bud. I don't think there's anyone that's like, no, I need his presence or like
his commanding
yeah,
presence.
it's none of that. It's just you look weird. Like they just put him in like a ghillie suit, paint his face. He looks, like old Greg style. That's all they do.
Oh, dude, if they got Noel Fielding's old Greg and called it Swamp Thing, I would be the happiest man ever.
So yeah, I hope that's not the case, but who knows? I mean, might be okay. I don't think that I truly don't think a Swamp Thing movie is going to make hardly any money. I know that's not the good thing to say, but because I'm going to see it, but it's like this. That's not a tier thing to be hitching your wagon to when none of these movies have been making money here lately.
Well, none of them announced our A tier
except
until
except for the Superman and then the Batman Brave and the Bold,
right, but those
which
aren't going to be the first ones,
yeah, which is it doesn't make any fucking sense. But speaking of, the director of The Flash is going to be it's been confirmed that he is directing Batman Brave and the Bold. So
Okay.
I mean, like I said, that was rumored, but I was like, it's been announced for sure now, so we can say that. And then Tom Cruise is being courted for a DC role. Is there anyone out there that you want him to play?
Really, the only one that comes to mind that I think he'd do well is like Captain Atom, but I don't think Captain Atom's going to be in anything. So I don't know.
I would love to see a Captain Atom movie, but that's another one of those ones where it's like, oh boy, let's bring out the C tier boys for this movie to make all this sweet comic book movie money.
Well, would you
But
be excited if it were Tom Cruise though?
I mean, okay, so I used to be like, oh, Tom Cruise, gross. Now I'm like, he's fine. But I don't know if he'd be good for that. I think he'd be, I mean, like, had they not already cast Rick Flag, I think he could have been good at that role. Or, I mean, honestly, he would have been a good Hal Jordan, I think. But the problem is, I couldn't see him doing being Hal Jordan consistently. You know what I mean? I could see him
Yeah.
100% just getting tired of doing, that stuff. He's like, wait, I don't get to actually jump from outer space. And they're like, no, it's all CG. He's like, not doing it, not doing this again. So it's like, I don't, I think it'd have to be something where it's like a villain probably as like to kind of bolster up another movie, just that they're kind of unsure about that's the only way. I can't think of one off the top of my head, but I think he'd have to be like just the secondary character like Marvel likes to do sometimes.
Yeah, I gotcha. All right, my last bit of news. Daniel Warren Johnson announced that he's doing Transformers in October and he promises suplexes. So
That's exciting.
is it time that Casey bought a Transformers comic?
I'm buying that. I mean, like I was talking about being, singing the Alyssa Wong song, but I'm all up on Daniel Warren's Johnson for sure.
Yeah, I
What
probably
about
will too.
yeah,
Honestly,
he's just it's to the point now where it's like, yeah, I'll read a Justice League book where they're animals if you're writing it. Yeah, dude. I'll read Transformers.
yeah, it helps that he's so damn nice
Mm-hmm.
too. So, all right, man. What books did you read this week?
So I read Clobberin Time, number 4, The Giant Kokju, number 3, Wildcats 8, Black Panther number 1, The Nasty number 3, Green Lantern number 2, Doctor Strange number 4, and Superman Lost number 4. What about you?
I read Moon Knight 24, Green Lantern 2, Black Panther 1, Superman Lost 4, Doctor Strange 4, and The Nasty 3.
Right on. Okay, I'll just get started with Clobberin Time, and this is by with story and art by Steve Scrose, and this is fine. I mean, I don't know. This has just been like the disappointments of 2023 as far as comics because I was really looking forward to it. I was hoping it was going to be like that other thing book that I was absolutely in love with, and it's nowhere. It's much less captivating than that. Lots of time travel stuff. Um, Fun art though. I do enjoy the art, and there's like some funny moments with Doctor Doom in this because it's like the Thing and Doctor Doom are teaming up this time because they both got taken, but they're like different versions of times. Like this is a Doctor Doom from a different time period. He's a little bit older and whatnot, and the Thing destroys a bunch of stuff, and they save a Watcher that was being um tested on by the bad guy. And so the next time they're going to be teaming up again to fight the guy, and hopefully it says to be concluded, so hopefully it's done. I don't have to keep buying it.
It will be. It'll be done.
Because I got to the point where I was in too deep. I had to keep going with it.
Like
But
some 41.
yes, exactly, like some 41. I know two of their songs.
It'd be funny if In Too Deep wasn't one of them.
I don't think it is.
Yes, you know that song.
I
Come
might,
on.
but I don't know. But no, this is probably a 4 out of 10. I'm gonna pull up some 41 and find out which ones their songs I know while you talk about your song, but not your next
Okay.
comic.
Well, look, be sure to listen to In Too Deep. You'll know it immediately.
I know the Hell song for sure, and I think Still Waiting.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Moon Knight 24. It's written by Jed McKay with art by Federico Sabatini. And it's cool. This person that messes with everyone's like dreams is trying to mess with Moon Knight and give him like everything that he wants, but what all of them want. So, Jake Lockley just gets this big party where he's protecting all of his like streetwise friends, and then Stephen Grant gets Marlene and their daughter, and they live happily ever after, and it's just going through all this stuff. And then Moon Knight finally breaks free of that little like dreamscape and finds the dude doing it, but he's been too gravely injured, and he doesn't make it. And then right before he dies, though, he gives the name of the guy that hired him to mess with his dreams and everybody else's dreams. So Moon Knight is going to go after him in the final issue of the series. At least it's going to be oversized. That's good, because it's like, I don't really want like one issue for this, the finale villain, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it is what it is. I trust Jed McKay at this point. So it was cool. I like this a lot. The art really, really good as always. So give it a 9 out of 10.
Right on, dude. It's still so weird to me because that seems like a kind of like a darling book for Marvel right now, where like everyone seems to love it. I don't know how well it's selling. I've not looked at the numbers, but
It's selling very well.
yeah. So I mean, you'd think they'd want to keep it going. So like, I wouldn't be surprised if it's like end of the main arc, new one coming. 2 weeks.
So.
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense otherwise. Okay, so the giant Kokju. I almost said the giant Jokju, but my brain's not working. Issue 3 by Gary Duggan and Scott Koblish on the art. And yeah, this is I think this might be the last issue. I'm really not sure by the way it goes, but
it is.
Yeah, he fights the monster, and then the monster's kicking his ass. And it's got some really fun fight scenes. It's funny. The way he's like so fucking dumb. He's like, he knows he's gonna die, and so he's like, take care of the girls. And then they're like, that super horny monster is either gonna shit on us, or worse. He's like, I'm sorry for everything. And then he's like putting all of the power into the forearms. He's gonna rip its dick off, and he like, and then turns out though he just, so like while he's doing, he's like, I'm gonna rip its dick off. He's like, and then the monster you get this the nice page of the monster just coming. Like he is just giving it a five knuckle shuffle. And it just busts everywhere. Then it's just like, oh, that was awesome. And then it just leaves. And then like he's just like, and the dude like he couldn't see anything. He put all the power in the forearms, of his mech. So he just thinks he killed it. And like there's cum everywhere, and he's like, oh, this monster, it bleeds weird. And then they're like, the wife was, she's like, I don't know what you thought you were doing. And he's like, fighting it. Well, you sure worked its back. Okay. Let me just enjoy this moment, please. Like, well, you wouldn't be the only one that did. Believe you me, that was one happy monster that was the most epic tug job anyone's ever seen. He's like, I get it. You were getting your ass beat like a drum, and then bam, out of nowhere, you drop a Hoboken high five on him to end the match. He's like, please, Glenn, not in front of the girls. Like, we saw, Daddy. They're gonna be teaching this at school, Dad. And so then it goes like this after thing, the giant Kokju's swimming away, and it lets out this roar, and they're like, if we could translate what it was saying, its song, it was saying something like this: hey, those assholes on the surface made a sweet sex robot. It's a little three more horny monsters show up at the end.
Dude, what the fuck is that book?
So about a giant horny monster. Then it ends with Gary Duggan and fucking Scott, and they're both fucking having to clean up all the giant monster jizz, and they're like like, where's Joe and Hi-Fi? They said no. Comics, they'll break your heart, but not if we break comics heart first. That's not how it works, but whatever. I think I'm ready to draw a serious comic next. Yeah, cool. Maybe an ongoing from Image in 2023 sounds good. So that was fun. This is like I said, I clearly had a good time reading it. I'm gonna go 9 out of 10. Fun time. Nice. It's exactly what you expect from this book.
Dude, it's funny. A guy came into the shop, and it was after the first issue came out, and I think it was the week that the second issue came out. He was like, hey, it's like, I read this first one, and it was kind of just a big monster, like fucking stuff. He's like, you think that was just a first issue thing? And I was like, no, man, I think that's going to be like an all 3 issues thing. Yeah. He's like, all right.
He just grabs 3 copies.
So funny. I think I just got our mutuals, by the way.
Oh, okay. I just picture like it being like that episode of Rick and Morty whenever he's like talking about the sex doll. He's like, this doll seems pretty cool. He's like, this guy's like, so what's this book about? And you're like, oh, it's a giant monster that fucks a building. He's like, that sounds kind of weird.
You don't have to do that, man.
He's like, I guess I'll pick up 8 issues. Do you have any variants? Like, it's weird. It's dumb. I hate it. But like, you got any extras?
Got that incentive?
Okay, sorry, random patron of comic headquarters that we're making fun of. But I got Wildcats number 8 next, and this is by Rosenberg, and I'm gonna try to find all of the creatives. I hate how DC does that. Just get it on the same thing. But yeah, it's Matthew Rosenberg with Danny Kim and Michelle Bandini on the art. Art's really good in this issue. We get 2 separate art things because it's going between different worlds. Stuff going on with the main world where they're trying to figure out, crap going on with Marlowe and stuff. And then the second world where Grifter's at, dealing with these robots and all that stuff. It's really good. Maybe because like I had just tried to read one of the books that we're about to talk about next, that I was really like this one because it was so much better than that one. And but this book has just been nothing but entertaining throughout. Like Zealots here in the alternate world too, and her and Cole Cash kind of had a thing in that one, and yeah, it's just really good. Then we also get a Like one thing that Rosenberg's really good at is bringing up like characters that have been like prominent in other books and we haven't seen in a while. He did that a lot with that one book with Red Hood that we both enjoyed. What was that one called? I'm blanking on it.
Task Force Z.
Yeah, he was really good at that in that book, and then he brings up Court of Owls in this one. He just does stuff really well, and it works. I'm very much interested. Really want to see where it goes. Like I said, the art's fantastic. I want to give this a 9 out of 10. It's a completely different 9 out of 10 than Kokju, but still very enjoyable. Yeah, now it's just mutual time. What order do you want to do these in?
I'll just say the way I have it sitting here. Let's go
right.
Green Lantern, Black Panther, Superman, Strange, Nasty.
Oh, BKB, buddy.
All right. Green Lantern #2. It's written by Jeremy Adams with art by Zermanico. You still feeling this book after the
100%, dude.
Yeah.
You?
Yeah. Hal's still a douche.
He is a bit of a douche, but holy shit, Zermanico, like, he's killing it. Like, just to highlight a page, this one had to have been hell to draw. Like, holy crap nuggets. That's awesome.
Or dude, the last page of the main story, even.
Yeah.
I'll say this. So Zermanico did a good bit of Jeremy's like Flash, or maybe it was Williamson's Flash, actually.
Yeah.
Either way, he worked on Rebirth Flash. I think he's just gotten so much better for this book.
Yeah. No, I mean, I loved him on Flash too, but no, I agree with you. He's gotten better. And like, I don't know. I honestly think like a good measure of an artist is how well they draw Green Lantern, because it's like there's a lot to draw and you got to make it look good, and he's doing it with this.
And also, he just knocks it out of the park on Kilowog too.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I liked it. It was a good one, and I still also quite enjoy the backup. I think it's just a really fun. I don't want to say like sci-fi horror, but it's kind of what they're going for.
Yeah, it's really cool. My main problem with it, and it's 100% a Casey problem, it's because Philip Kennedy Johnson, who's very, very good, and artist Montos, it feels like he's just picking up where Daniel Thorne left off, and that was like painful to read. So I don't really know what was going on too well with that. So that kind of hurts it for me. But at the same time, like I'm also the type of person who's like, I want continuity, so I really can't complain. But yeah, I liked it. I like the way John's written in that. And then that design at the end, super awesome.
Yeah, it is.
So
is the Revenant Queen.
Too. Yeah, 100%. I'm very much into both of these stories. I'm just glad Green Lantern is good again.
Yep.
It's crazy to me how much things have changed. Like, I wasn't a fan personally of Jeff Johns' Green Lantern, as I've mentioned multiple times, but it's like he was selling. He was selling well enough. They had they had Green Lantern, they had Green Lantern Corps, they had Sinestro, they had Red Lanterns, and then even Larfleeze had a mini book.
Plus Emerald Warriors and the Corps, and
I said Corps. I did.
Or there was still another one, Emerald Knights and something else.
They made one where it was Green Lanterns.
New Warriors, right? Or something like that.
I don't remember, because like when Rebirth happened, then they had a different green, they had the Green Lantern, and then they had Green Lanterns and all that stuff too. Mm-hmm. And one was really bad. That was the one that had
Simon and Jessica.
Yeah, and I tried to read that one. That one was fucking rough.
It's because it was the Sam Humphries book.
Yeah. Okay, so.
Oh wait, what do you rate it?
Oh, I'm gonna go 9 again. I'm tossing out a bunch of 9s, but I really, really like this. The art's great, the story's good. Like I said, I don't like the one thing I didn't like about it. Same thing as last time. Is there is still a bit of a jumping around. I hate storytelling like that. I think it works better for this one because like we kind of need to kind of see what's going on, but I just hate having to be like, oh yeah, here you're gonna have 3 months of maybe seeing stuff that happens in the past that kind of tells what's happening in the present, but now the present's happened 3 months ago for you. Might even be longer than that. So that's annoying. I don't like that type of storytelling,
Yeah.
but it kind of works.
I am also going to give it a 9 and pick of the week. I think I enjoyed that more than anything else I read.
Right on, dude. Well, next up's Black Panther by here it is, by Eve L. Ewing and Chris Allen on the art. Art's really nice in this book, but boy, could I not be just forced to give a damn. What'd you think?
No, I'm right there with you. I was very bored. It's just, here's the thing. It might be a good book, but I just wanted to try this out because Black Panther was in like a new place in his, you know, part of the Marvel universe. I don't really read Black Panther. I don't know who any of the supporting characters are. I don't know anything about the setting. And it's just a lot of dialogue on top of all of that. It bored the hell out of me.
Yep.
If you're a Black Panther fan and you know these characters and the setting, you're probably going to like it. It just wasn't for me.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree. I tried to get into it. I just couldn't. Like, having and like with it being kind of like, oh yeah, this is Wakanda, we're kind of super advanced and super cool, but then we're going to be trying to keep it street level. Like that didn't work either, because it was like they're trying to like hover in these two different realms that you can't really have both feet in either. So it just didn't, none of it clicked for me. I'm going to give it an incomplete because I don't feel like I can, because I really just kind of skimmed it. I'm not going to lie, like I just could not be grasped to get into it. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
will
it's,
say this though, costume design, amazing.
I will say for Black Panther it is, but that new character, I'm assuming she's a new character that showed up at the end. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
like abs on her, out of this world. I need to get on her core training, but that mask is just dog shit.
Yeah, I think all of it is really. Um, but Black Panther's like the one shoulder cape and the cool Panther pauldron,
Yeah.
the throwing knives. It's cool.
Yeah. But in all fairness, too, with Black Panther, you can't, it's like you have to try really hard to make that costume look like shit.
Yep, agreed. Um, I will give it a grade. I'm gonna say like a 5 because I really don't know that it was the book's fault. I think I'm mostly giving myself a 5.
Yeah. I feel you. Okay, so Doctor. Oh wait, it's your turn.
It
I
is.
did.
Yep.
I did. Black Panther.
We've got Superman Lost, number 4. It's
Oh, I
written
thought
by
it was.
Priest. Huh?
I thought it was Doctor Strange.
No, I didn't
Okay.
move my pile around. You're
Okay.
just a silly little goose.
I am.
Yep, it's written by Priest, with art by Carlo Pagulian. Um, yeah, what do you think of this one?
I like it. I think it was a little too. I don't know, like lucky that Clark was like, oh yeah, we spent like the last what 2 issues or 1 issues of him getting away from that planet. Then he's just like, no, I just listened really hard and I was able to find it again in the vacuum of space. That didn't quite work for me,
Mm-hmm.
but I still like it. I still think this is a really good, captivating story. I'm interested in seeing. I'm like, it's another one of those ones where I'm really interested in seeing where it goes.
Question: do you know who was on the last page, or is that a new character?
I'm assuming it's just. I'll say what it was. If you don't want to know, skip ahead 5 seconds. It's a Green Lantern. I mean, that's all I know.
Yeah. I mean, she looks cool,
Yeah.
but yeah, this one definitely the weakest of the series for me. Um, I don't know, a lot of talking, but like not in the good way.
See, I thought the talking was good because it still felt important. Like that's one of the things with Black Panther. a lot of that just seemed like, oh, we're just gonna do everything via this way, and it's not necessary. This one, at least, it all felt like I didn't feel like any of it was wasted space. It was just
Mhm.
kind of like, I don't know. It's weird too having it be like, oh, he's remembering back, and then it's kind of jumping around within jumping around, and that's always annoying because it'll be like him thinking back. It's day 13, and then it cuts to year 5, and then it'll be like him thinking back to when he goes back, like in his thinking back being there, he's thinking back to when he flew back to there, and it's like all that stuff. It's like it's a bit too much jumping around. I
Yeah.
don't like I said, I don't care for that. I prefer more linear storytelling, and when you're doing like 5 jumping arounds in one book, it's a bit annoying.
Yep. Agreed.
But I'm still loving this story. I'm gonna go with an 8 out of 10. It'd probably be a 9 out of 10 had it been a different book, because but the rest of it's been so good that it does have to get knocked down for that.
Yeah. I'm gonna give it like a 7, I think.
Right on. Okay, so Doctor Strange by Jed McKay and Andy McDonald. Um, yeah, dude, I enjoyed this. I thought it was pretty solid. I like the art. There was a bit with Wong that was pretty funny when they were like, "Wait, you're Wong? Like the Wong?" That was pretty good. But yeah, what'd you think?
Again, man, I think this is like the weakest of the series so far.
I agree. I actually do agree with that one, but I think it's a necessary thing because it's kind of leading up to the big shit that's going to be hitting the fan.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, it wasn't bad. The art is good, but I just none of these 4 issues has been better than Clea's Strange series. Um, and I don't know if that's just a Jake thing and I'm trying to get over it or what, but it's just not as like I'm still liking it well enough to keep reading it, but it's just not as good as that last series for me. So I like it, but I'm just at a point where everything's just kind of fine.
I gotcha. Yeah, see, I liked it more than you. But I've also been liking the series more than you. I think this has been pretty solid uh all around. And I'm just really interested in seeing where it goes. This felt like it could have been an annual. Like it didn't need to be in the main series, or it could have been backups. Like we could have had each of these stories as backups instead of just having to have one issue that was just dedicated to Wand.
Yep.
But otherwise, I'm into it. I'm into this series as a whole. I'm gonna go 8.5.
And I'm at another 7. Nothing to dislike, but nothing to write home about.
Yeah.
All right. And then finally, we've got The Nasty, number 3. It's written by John Lees with art by Adam Cahoon. So, that this was just as good as any other issue, I think.
Mm-hmm.
There were a couple panels, I think, where the art dipped a little bit for me. But still a good premise, especially we're really getting into and John talked about this when he was on the show. People really advocating against these films and wanting them all destroyed. We're finally starting to get a lot of that. So, I think that's pretty neat.
Yeah, I'll say this. The art was like when it started, I was like, I'm not really feeling this. But as the issue went on, the more and more I liked it. I don't know. It was like since it 100% switched to Cahoon, it just like it didn't really work in the first couple pages, and then I was like, as the issue went on, I loved it. I loved the story itself. I thought it was funny in parts, and like just the way that they Thumper met what's her name, Mira,
Mm-hmm.
and like how they interacted was perfect. I love the way that Cahoon would draw stuff in the background, like when he's like chasing after him, he's friggin' tired, and that was funny. And then like there was one part when the the video nasties are being boycotted, and there's a person that goes and has a sign that says, "I'm just happy to be here."
Yeah, for sure.
And so
And
like the
also the guy that owned the video store. Yeah, I thought that whole scene was funny as
yeah,
well.
100%. Like it's just this book. I really enjoy this one, and it's weird. It's 100% just a weirdo book though, and I'm digging it. I'm into it. I want to know what's gonna happen next because I have no fucking clue. Um, I know I probably shouldn't have laughed, but this part did make me laugh when he's like, his mom's like, "Where have you been?" He's like, "I had a great time, mom. I was off watching a movie with my friend." Well, that's a lie. You don't have any friends.
Dude, I know. Like very depressing.
Made me laugh, which says something about me. But no, I love this. I'm gonna give it actually a 10 out of 10, and this will be my pick of the week.
And I'm at a 9. Very, very good stuff.
So, what are you excited for in the coming weeks? Because I did not, since this is early, I don't know what's coming out yet.
I don't know offhand either. I mean
Okay.
the email goes out tomorrow, so uh you know, stuff. It'll be
Yeah.
cool.
I'm excited for some comics.
Absolutely. Um eh, yeah, I was trying to find a site real quick, but it's whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's go on to the Fantastic Four, which I commandeered again. I figured again because of John Romita Sr.'s passing, just give me your 4 favorite characters or covers that he worked on.
So I'm gonna go with I was doing some Googling because I saw this. So Daredevil issue 16. So this is the first one where he took over.
Oh, I love that.
It's an
It's
awesome
so
cover.
good.
And then it's don't have it pulled up right away. Hopefully I can find it, but it's the Amazing Spider-Man cover. Oh, here we go.
Oh yeah, for
That's
sure.
an incredible one. Like, and then he did. Dad used to have that one. I'm pretty sure he sold it to you. It
Yep.
would be Amazing Spider-Man 121, and the other one that I showed was
Now what happens in that, Casey?
a character I think lives. I
Yeah,
could be wrong. Yeah, but it's issue 39 of Amazing Spider-Man. And then I'll just say the introduction to old MJ is pretty darn awesome.
for sure.
What about you though, buddy?
You went the covers route, so I'll go the characters route. Um, we'll go Kingpin, Punisher, Luke Cage, and Nova. Um, yeah, who doesn't like those characters? They're all cool. They all look cool because he designed them or helped design them. It's just a fucking shame. Again,
Mm-hmm.
rest in peace, Mr. Romita. But that does bring us to the end of the episode. Also, I'm sure Casey will say to comment below, but let us know your favorite John Romita Sr. characters. But anyway, closing plugs. If you would go to facebook.com/Two Worlds Podcast, which by the way will be more active because I synced it to our Instagram because I
Whoop,
learned that
whoop.
that was a thing. So that's going to help immensely. You can also follow us on Twitter at 2_worlds_PC and on Instagram at 2worldspod. You can email us at 2worldspodcast@gmail.com. And if you would, subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's just Two Worlds Podcast over on YouTube.
Let us know down below who you want Tom Cruise to play in a movie. Be like, I want him to play fucking Pip the Troll. It's like that's not DC. I don't care. He's short like that little freak. I want him to do the same thing.
Nice. And we'd love to stay in chat, guys, but Casey has to help me polish my magic stick. Bye.
He means his wiener. Bye, guys.